Get ready because I have a recipe for brown butter banana nut muffins. These are irresistibly moist and so delicious and easy to make. So get ready because you're watching The Bottomless Appetite. So step one is toasting the nuts. You want to get to a saucepan, put it on the stove and add a little bit of cooking spray. Then add about 2/3 of chopped pecans and lightly toast those on medium heat, just so they're lightly toasted, and then transfer them over to a plate and set that aside so it can cool off. We're moving on to step two, which is browning the butter. Get a saucepan and put it onto the stove and heat up 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 stick, until everything turns to an amber color and the butter gets really nutty. You'll see that the milk solids at the bottom turn to a dark brown, and then that is the brown butter. You want to set that aside so it can cool. Now moving on to step three, which is getting all the dry ingredients together. I took a mixing bowl and a strainer and I'm sifting everything, which is optional, but it does help to have a smoother batter. But for the purposes of the video, I did use 1.5 cups of bread flour. You could substitute that for all-purpose flour. I used a teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 tablespoon of cinnamon. You're going to mix all those ingredients together and set that aside. So for step four, we are preparing the wet ingredients. You want to get a larger mixing bowl and add 3 over-ripened bananas. If you have an extra one, you can throw that one in. All it will pretty much do is make the muffins more moist, and there's nothing wrong with that. So once you have those bananas in the mixing bowl, you want to go ahead and add your brown butter, making sure that you get all of those nutty brown bits that are at the bottom. That is pretty much like the gold of the brown butter. It's what gives it that nutty, rich flavor, and you want to make sure to add all of that. See, I'm scraping it all in there. So next, what you want to do is add 3/4 of a cup of honey. If you want these to be more sweet, you could do a full cup of honey, but that's how much I'm using, so it has a hint of sweetness, because we already have those over-ripened bananas, which are sweet on their own. And you want to mash those bananas with all of the red ingredients, so everything is fully incorporated. And once the bananas are mashed, we want to add 2 eggs, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So for step 5, you want to take a whisk and you want to combine the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. You want to do that gradually so that everything is getting fully incorporated. But really take your time and mix everything together. So at this point, your batter may be pretty thick. Go ahead and add 1/4 of a cup of almond milk. This is optional, but I say to add it because really the almond milk makes everything moist, and then it gives the perfect consistency for the batter of this banana bread. Okay guys, we're almost ready. The last thing we want to do is incorporate the chopped pecans. I'm not doing all of them. I want to save a few to go on top of the muffins before they go into the oven. But you want to lightly fold those into your batter. Guys, this is a very versatile recipe. You could substitute for different types of nuts like walnuts or macadamia nuts, and then you could also add in some fruits, like dried fruits like raisins or cranberries, and also like strawberries and blueberries would go really great in this banana bread. And our next step is getting everything ready to go in the oven. I have a muffin tin. This is a 12 count mini muffin tin, and I'm going to spritz a little bit of cooking spray into each one of the holes so that the parchment paper that I'm using will stick. So for these muffins, I'm using tulip style parchment papers that I created. I did create a video. I'm going to be posting it on my YouTube shorts Also on my Instagram, Jonah Johns, and my TikTok, which is Oh That's Jonah, so you can see how to make them. They're really easy and they come out so pretty. So pretty much you want to add the batter almost to the top. You want to leave a little space because they will rise as they're in the oven. But this is a banana bread, so it doesn't rise like a cupcake, but it does rise a little bit. But you want to fill the batter almost to the top. This scooper that I had really came in handy because I just needed 2 scoops to go in each little cupcake tin, and then you want to make sure to smack it onto the countertop so that everything gets even into the cup. Now once you have all the muffins filled, you want to take those pecans that you reserved off to the side and sprinkle a few of them on each of the muffins. This will add a little bit of crunch and then also make them aesthetically pleasing as well. And this next part is fully optional, but it does add a little something extra. I sprinkled a pinch of coarse kosher sea salt on the tops of each of the muffins. This really does complement the flavors of the banana nut muffins very well. Once everything is ready, you want to put these into a preheated oven and bake these at 375 for 18 to 24 minutes until they're golden brown. What you're left with are these beautiful brown butter banana nut muffins that are incredibly moist, pleasantly sweet, and delightfully nutty. If you're looking at the screen and you want to take a bite of this delicious muffin, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Bottomless Appetite, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more easy and irresistible recipes like this. Thank you for watching.